Good morning, dear students. Today we discussed about drugs used for treatment of constipation. Mostly laxative categories of drugs are used for this treatment of constipation. What is constipation? Is an infrequent or unsatisfactory defecation fewer than 3 times per week. That is passing hard stools or staining incomplete or painful defecation. What are the risk factors for constipation? Female gender, over 65 years of age, low caloric intake, greater number of medications used, lack of exercise, ignoring the urge to defecate. These are the main risk factors for constipation. Next come to the signs and symptoms of constipation. Infrequent defecation, nausea, vomiting, anorexia, feeling full quickly, stools are small, hard, difficult to evacuate, rectal bleeding, weight loss. These are the main signs and symptoms of constipation. What are the preventive factors for this constipation? We are intake of high fiber diet, minimum fluid consumption of 1500 ml daily. These are the preventive factors for constipation. Next we come to this drugs used for treatment of constipation. Laxative categories of drugs are used. Their main role is promote the evacuation of bowels. These are the main classes of laxatives. Bulk forming agents, isofil, methyl cellulose, Ficella. Osmotic laxatives categories are magnesium salt, sodium salts, lactose, glycerol, suppositories. Next categories are stool softener, liquid paraffin, docosahexaene, sodium. Stimulant laxatives are bisacandial, cinna, phenolphthalein, dandrone, sodium picosulfate, castor oil and tigastar. First we come to this bulk forming agents. These are natural or semi-synthetic hydrophilic colloidal derivatives of cellulose. This mainly acts to increase the volume of stools by absorbing water, and this result softening of feces occurs. These bulk forming categories are mainly safe categories of drugs. Onset of action occurs in 12 to 24 hours after oral intake. Most important brands of these bulk forming agents are Mutambis, Bean Fiber, Fibers Sure. These are the most common brands. Adding fiber to our diet is safe and natural way of treating constipation and symptoms of IBS diarrhea. Adequate water intake should be stressed with all bulk laxatives. All of them need 1 to 3 days to act, and all can cause allergy. Bulk laxatives may interfere with the absorptions of other drugs. Next category is bulk forming agents, that is Isofilla husk is available as powder. This should not be swallowed as dry powder to avoid esophageal impaction. So it's mixed with water or milk. Dose 3 to 12 gram per day. Methyl cellulose is a derivative of cellulose. Agar, this mainly obtained from marine alga, is a mucilaginous substance and this contains indigestible hemicellulose. This is 4 to 5 grams, usually mixed with water. Bulk laxative should be avoided in patients with stenosis or adenosis in gut. Main uses of bulk laxatives are, in case of functional constipation, adequate intake of dietary fiber is the best measure to prevent functional constipation, and is also useful in case of irritable bowel syndrome. In diarrhea, this helps to forming solid stools. When straining at stools is to be avoided, as in case of hemorrhoids, fissures and MI. Next category is osmotic laxatives. These are solutes. These are not absorbed in intestine. They retain water osmotically in bowel lumen and distend the bowel. They this increase the peristalsis indirectly. This agent should be administered with plenty of water. Milk of magnesia, this is the limitation of use for this group of laxatives. This mainly causes frequent diarrhea, multiple electrolyte abnormalities. So should be administered with sufficient water to prevent dehydration. This is not commonly used one. The administration of sodium salts categories of laxative should be avoided in patients of cardiac, renal and hepatic failure.
Next category is lactulose. The important one and most commonly used is a semi-synthetic disaccharides of fructose and lactose. It is not digested or absorbed in small intestine, thereby withdrawing water into bowel lumen. It breaks down in colon to form more osmotically active products. It also causes reduction in ammonia in hepatic coma. Lactulose is a very safer to use long time and it takes 1 to 2 days to work. Glycerin suppositories have a quicker onset of action, usually 30 to 60 minutes are required for this work is for better action. They are less effective if this stool is dry and hard. So come to the stool softener categories are helpful in case of if stools are dry and hard. In that situation, the stool softeners are most effective. It is an anionic detergent which softens the stools by water accumulation in intestinal lumen and emulsifies the colon content. Main indications in case of obstructive habitual geriatric pediatric constipations or when straining is to be avoided. Is helpful in case of recent myocardial infarction, severe hypertension, post-operative cases, abdominal hernia, hemorrhoids, bedridden patient. In that situations, the stool softeners are most effective. Main side effects are nausea, cramps and abdominal pain. Docoside is most commonly used stool softener. Is useful in case of painful anorectal conditions like this hemorrhoids, anal fissures to help to avoid straining during bowel movement. This given orally, the effects are usually seen 1 to 3 days after the first dose. This usually given rectally as an enema or suppositories. A bowel movement usually occurs within 5 to 20 minutes. Docoside sodium when used with ear stringing, this may help with earwax. Docoside sodium can be given orally or rectally. This is used as emulsifier and dispensed in topical preparations. Oral docoside should drink plenty of water to irrigate the bowel, thereby this helpful to increasing the motility. Liquid paraffin, this is a petroleum hydrocarbon and inert viscous liquid. It is a facial softener. Paraffin, this lubricates the passage of faeces. This is mainly indicated in postoperative constipation. Main adverse effects are aspiration, pneumonia, perineal pruritus, healing in perineal region may be delayed, unpleasant taste, absorptions of fat-soluble vitamins may be affected, but this long-term administration is not recommended. Stimulant laxatives, these drugs exert their laxative action by increasing the motility of colon. This mainly alter the absorptive and secretory activity by inhibiting sodium potassium ATPase in mucosal cells. This leading to water and electrolyte accumulation in lumen. Long-term uses of stimulant laxatives, this leads to hypokalemia. This is avoided in pregnancy and children. The onset of action occurs in 6 to 12 hours after oral administration. Bisacardia is most commonly used stimulant laxative category. When this administered orally or as rectal suppository, it produces increased peristalsis by direct action on the mucus of colon, usually this resulting soft and formed stools. This group mainly produces rhythmic muscle contraction in the intestine and may be recommended if osmotic laxatives fail or not tolerated. These are usually given at bedtime and they usually provide this overnight relief, works within 8 to 12 hours. Main indications, these stimulant categories mainly effective in all forms of constipations. This helpful in case of bedridden patients, digestive disorders, relief of evacuation in painful conditions like hemorrhoids, pre and post-operatively, helpful in preparations for barium enema, preparations of colon of proctostigmoscopy. This main important brand of this drug is Duloclox. This bisacardial brand is most commonly used stimulant laxative. Next come to the sodium picosulfate. In the colon, sodium picosulfate is converted into the active compound. This active compound usually stimulates the propulsive activity of the colon and prevent the absorption of water in the colonic lumen, and this promotes the accumulation of water. Oral administrations of sodium picosulfate is not absorbed. Prolonged use or overdosage can precipitate onset of atonic colon or hypokalemia. It is mainly indicated in constipations when the patients with cardiovascular disease, hernia, anorectal disorders, elderly and postoperatively, bowel clearance before radiography, endoscopy, labor or surgery. It is mainly contraindicated in intestinal obstruction, undiagnosed abdominal symptoms. Senna leaves, these are the anthraquine laxatives. These are not in active form, but when this liberates in the bacterial anthrons and this forms the active forms, these active forms mainly increases the peristalsis. It also inhibits the salt and water absorptions in the colon. Main indication, intestinal evacuation for radiological examination and atonic constipation. Adverse effects are vomiting, nausea, fixed drug reactions and skin rashes. Mainly contraindicated in spastic constipation, electrolyte imbalance, intestinal obstructions and lactation. Castor oil is a very oldest purgative. Main source of this drug is seeds of Ricinus communis. This mainly decrease the intestinal absorptions of water and electrolyte. This enhance the secretions by their detergent-like action on the mucosa. But this regular usage may damage the intestinal mucosa. There are special considerations given to the elderly patients. This fluid intake must be targeted 1500 to 2000 ml daily unless fluid restrictions are imposed as in those with heart failure. Dietary fiber should be targeted at 25 to 30 gram daily. Exercise to patient capacity. Drug review is essential to rule out drug-induced constipation. These are the main drug of choice in case of different situations in elderly patients, pregnancy, in avoid the straining of stools, irritable bowel syndrome, food or drug poisoning cases, bowel preparations before surgery, endoscopy. In different conditions, the selection of laxatives are different. Most in cases, bulk laxatives are effective in most cases. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your patient listening. My YouTube channel is Easy Learning. If you are interested, you go there and I am uploaded there lots of videos. You just like, share and subscribe. Thank you.